Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be doing a crock pot recipe today, which is really simple, very good. You take 2 slices of ham and lay those in your crock pot, and you'll need 2 medium-sized onions. I don't have any medium-sized onions, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 onion and a half. I think after I get them cut up, I may end up using 2 whole onions. I don't know. Just depends on what they look like when I get them done. But this recipe is really good for someone that's going to be busy all day or you're going to work. You can put it in the crock pot and leave it in there for 4 hours, 4.5, or you can put it on high, or you can put it in there and leave it in there all day while you're at work and on medium for 10 hours. So it just depends on how long you want it to be in there, how long you're going to be gone, or if you're going to be gone for the whole day, just let it stay in there all day. We'll get our onions sliced up here. I had my potatoes sliced already. I cheated and got them done a little bit ahead of time. So we'll get this all cut up here and then we'll start building it. But it just takes cream of mushroom soup, or you can use cream of celery soup. I've done that already, but I had cream of mushroom soup today, so I thought, well, I'll just use that one. So anyway, we'll try that, but just remember you can always use cream of celery. Cream of celery soup's really good. So I think I might just use half of that. Get rid of this garbage here. And it takes 8 to 10 potatoes, depending on your family, how many you want. So that's entirely up to you. Okay, we're going to get our crock pot over here. Get this out of the way. We'll take our ham, and I have some nice big slices of ham, and I actually laid this in the oven for about 10 minutes because every once in a while I'll get ham that's got so much water built up in it, and I didn't want that excess water in my pan. So what I did was laid it in the oven for a little bit and let the water kind of bake out of it so that I wouldn't have that in my crock pot. And then just separate your onions some and put them in. Put about half of them in there on those 2 slices. Now a lot of times your crock pots will be little round ones, especially if they're the older ones, and those bake the best. I've probably gone through 2 or 3 of the new ones, and I still have one of the old ones that I bought years ago, and it still works better. Then layer your potatoes on top of your onions, and put about half of them in there. So I think that might be about half of them. And then after we get that done, we'll put about half of our cheese. We take a cup of cheese, and we'll put about half of that in there on top of that. And then we want to put our salt and pepper in there. I'm not going to put a lot of salt in there. Put some in for the potatoes a little bit, not a lot, because my husband doesn't need a lot of salt. And the ham sometimes is salty. So we'll just put a little bit in there. And then we're going to repeat by doing our onions again. Well, I screwed it up, so change it before we do our onions. So now we'll repeat the same thing over by putting our ham in. And then we will repeat by doing our onions. And then we're going to do the rest of our potatoes. Maybe a tad of salt, just a pinch. And then our cheese. Okay. And after we get that done, we're going to add our soup. I'm just going to kind of spread that out on top. And that's going to cook down in there. Now the recipe calls for a 10-ounce can, but you know what? I think I'm going to need a little more soup. So, and that's something you have to eyeball. And so I'm going to use another can of cream and mushroom soup. And because I really don't think the one can is going to be quite enough. And that's one good thing about your recipes. You can, I mean, you've cooked enough, you know that when you get it all built, if it looks like it's not going to cover good, you can always add a little more of your soup or whatever you're using to make your gravy or broth or topping with. And I think my ham slices were probably about twice as large as what you normally would get at the grocery. And the reason for that is my daughter buys the pork through at a farm up in Canada. This farmer raises the pork up there, the hogs, and she always gets one and then takes it and has it butchered. And they do it according to how you prefer having it done. And I think they cut it about 1.5 times the size that you would normally get it cut in the grocery store, which is usually pretty nice because I like them sliced heavier when I'm frying it or making it for mashed potatoes and gravy or whatever. So now that's all we're going to do. We're going to put this in, and we're going to put this on high for about 3.5 to 4.5 hours. And then we'll come back and check it and see what it looks like. Be back in a little bit. We're back, and I think everything's done. It took 4.5 hours, but like I said, it depends on your crock pot. Mine, the one I'm using today, is old. I've had it, oh my goodness, several years. I mean, I've had this one for many, many years, and it's really old. So it took longer, I'm sure, in mine than it would some of them, especially the newer ones. But looks delicious, smells scrumptious. So we're going to see if we can get some out of that, and see what they are going to taste like. If they taste as good as they smell, I'm sure I won't have any problem getting my husband to eat them. So we're going to get some of those out. Spoon. Some of the potatoes. Ooh, got a piece of ham in there. Get some of the potatoes and the onions off of that ham. Oh, those look good. That soup, like I did in the beginning, I said it took 1 can, and when I started it, I felt like it needed a little bit more, so I added another can of the soup. I'm glad I did, because I really think it needed it. See if I can get a piece of that meat out. That looks really good. My ham is really falling apart there. It smells really good. I think this is going to make a great meal. See, I said in the beginning I had my ham was cut rather thick compared to what they usually cut it in the store, because my daughter buys the whole hog, and then we split it up in the family, and it's cut a little thicker, but we like our ham cut thick usually, so that's going to be really good. Let that go. Another scoop of potatoes, see if I can get some meat. I made a mess. I'm good at that. If I don't make a mess every time I cook, my family would probably say I was sick, because I always make a mess. I'm going to try to get a little bit of that gravy out. That broth, that soup really made a nice thick gravy in there. I guess that's the best I'm going to be able to get it. Sure does smell good. But there we go. Okay, now if you want to make this and be able to make it ahead and go to work and come home after you've been gone to work for 8 hours, no problem, because you can put that on and go to work, and when you get back from work 8 to 10 hours later, it'll be done, and I'm gonna taste this. Probably burn my mouth. That's okay, I always do. Mmm. Mmm. That's delicious. Delicious. Okay, I hope you'll all try this dish. It's, we'll have the recipe posted below. And if you have any questions, write them. Let us know what they are. We'll try to get the questions answered. And let us know how you like it. It's delicious. You'll love it. So, hope you enjoy it. Thanks for joining me. Try it. I know you'll like it. Thank you bunches.